Okay, Marsoq. We'll start with Marsoq. Marsoq, Rifleman. This is the loadouts that we should be using, right? Start off, AK-5C. Done. It is 1 point. The only other thing is the M16A4. That is a burst fire gun. So if you want a full auto gun, go the AK-5C. If you want a burst fire, go the M16. One of those two. Never pick anything that's worth more than 1 point. Right, AK-5C. Red dot sight, hollow sight, or so we'll make the close range one first. Red dot sight and hollow sight. I've started to really like the red dots on Marsoq because they're an actual red dot. The hollow is great as well. For longer ranges, feel free to use a 2x hollow or a 4x. I'd avoid the 4x because close range combat becomes a little bit difficult. So stick to a 1x sight for 2 points. Don't worry about this one. This is big and bulky and takes too much of your sight picture when you're trying to aim down sights with it. So red dot or hollow, right? Next, foregrip. Always foregrip. Foregrip. So that's 2 points there, 2 points on the sight, 1 point on the gun. FMJ, just leave that on. Don't worry about any of this other shit. Okay, over here. Never upgrade your pistol. Never get anything that's worth more than 0 points for a pistol. Right, so with a red dot, if you go for the 2 point sight instead of the 3 point sight, or 4 or whatever it's worth. 3. So you save so we're saving a point by not getting a 2x, which means we can have 2 points on equipment. So we get frag grenade. Either frag, or you can switch it up, 2 flashes, a flash and a smoke. Or if you're gonna run the 2x, you'll go 1 flash or 1 smoke. Because that's an extra point. So you drop your point out of your utility for your sight. Okay? So I run a frag, red dot. That's most lethality you can get. And I always run body armor. The difference is, instead of going down, you'll probably die straight away. That's about it. You take, if someone's coming at you with a pistol, it takes 6 shots to the chest with a pistol to get through body armor. So it's just a huge must-have. I don't know. I don't play without body armor. It's conflicting among different players, but for me, body armor, 2 points for explosives or utility, 2 point sight, 2 point foregrip with a 1 point gun. Right, same thing, except loadout number 2 is night vision. So instead of dropping the extra point on a better sight, keep like a red dot or a hollow, lose the frag for a flash or a smoke, and throw night vision on for that extra point. That philosophy is the same for every single class. Pick the 1 point gun, foregrip sight, body armor, frag, or body armor night vision flash, and that's it. So we'll go, I'll show you my specialists. We've got the Mark 18. I use the Mark 18 because its sight picture is exactly the same height, like height-wise, as the AK-12. So if you're going to use an AK-12 and you're really used to how high you need to raise your gun for the AK-12, the Mark 18 will be exactly the same drawing that gun as the AK-12. So it's the same on Volk side. If you're on Volk, you want to be using the G36C. So that will match the sight picture of the AK-5C. So that way you have 1 rifleman and 1 specialist for both teams, and that'll have the exact same gun set up every time around. So every time you draw your gun, it's going to be exactly the same as last time, no matter what team you're playing on. If you run AK-12 and Mark 18, or you run the AK-5C and the G36C. Just put the 2 Cs together and the 18 and the 12 together. Best way to do it. So once again, hollow. I could probably put a red dot on there. That works for me. Foregrip. body armor. I opted, I don't know why, I've got an extra syringe on here. You know, this is loadout 1, so it shouldn't even have night vision on it. It should just have a frag. You know? So
Green 218 says, you should put this in a YouTube video.
Yes, sir, I will. I'll clip this at the end and put it in a video for you guys, like tonight. So there we go. We've got our Mark 18 specialist set up exactly the same as our primary rifleman. I was fucking around with a shield. We'll just change it back to normal. So we'll go Mark 18. We'll go red dot sight. We'll go foregrip. We don't want any upgrades on our pistols. We'll have a flash, night vision, body armor, 9 points. Boom, done. So that way we've got loadout 1 is our gun setup with a frag. Loadout 2 is our flash setup with a night vision. Got it? Next, support. 2 trains of thought here. If you're going to run support purely to support your team, on Marsoq, I like to take the L86A2. Same thing again, hollow sight. I don't think you can get a red dot here, nah. Foregrip. No pistol upgrades, 0. 0. Because we're taking a big gun here, we're doing it for the drum mag, so we can supply drums to our people rocking AK-5Cs or Mark 18s. So that way, they can just grab a drum mag, you grab it from your belt, you hold it out, they grab it out of your hand, ram it in their gun, they got 100 rounds. That's a support role right there. You supported them. They don't have to reload for three and a bit reloads. They get 30 bullets per clip, you've just given them 100, so that's 3 reloads and 10 bullets that they can shoot without having to reload once. Usually they'll give you their mag in replacement. They'll pull their mag out, give it to you, take yours, and shove it in. So we lose a point because we've got the 2 there. Or you can go up to the M249, which is 200 rounds, but you can't share. So the M249 has a drum and belt fed. You can't share that with your friends. So that's why I'm more of a team player. I don't really enjoy these much. They're like bullet hoses, I guess. I'd rather have something a little bit lighter. I can move around a bit quicker. That said, I don't even know if the speed changes depending on what gun you're using. Alright, so that, same thing over here. 0 pistol, 0 sights. Again, I'm running support, so I've that extra syringe in case I need to pick anyone up. But that said, a smoke or a flash could be just as useful here as support player. So that's up to you. I always run body armor. That's up to you. You could take that off, you know, and then chuck on a frag as well as a smoke. You can only have 2 nades because you've only got 2 nade holes. So you have to get, you know, your points worth out of them, which means you have to take a frag if you're not going to run body armor. So I'll just leave that on with body armor. And let's do it. Let's make one from scratch right here. So, got that. The hollow sight. The foregrip. No pistols. We want smoke, body armor, night vision. So we'll have to lose the smoke if we want to keep the night vision here, because we're losing that extra point on our gun. All this utility is much more worth spending those extra points on your gun, especially in rifleman or specialist class. In specialist, on certain maps you can use the M203 grenade launcher, but nah, I don't know. That's up to you guys. Alright, so that's a full class. You just watched me set it up. Alright, let's go over to marksman. What I like to use is, I really like the EMR, but the M16 is probably the go-to. I use the 4 times on it. You know, you've still got burst fire. Yeah, I'm not really a marksman, so my preference is not going to be super helpful to you guys because I don't use it much, you know. I'm more of a point shooter guy. Yeah, reaction time shooter, hold your angles close kind of guy. Yeah, I don't have the patience and the aim to be using these. So yeah, you got a 4x scope, or you can rock it up to the 12. Same difference. A 4x scope is the lowest you can get here, or sorry, the 2x is. But they're both worth 2 points instead of 3. So you've got, these are your 2-point scopes, and then you got your 12x as your 3-point scope. Followed up by a foregrip, obviously. No pistol ammo because you got the M16, you got that burst fire. If you're going to go with something bigger, something bolt action, which I'd never recommend, then you could upgrade the pistol, but I'm pretty sure you'd be spending more points. Yeah, so you're already losing an extra point if you go the bolt action anyway. Yeah, that said, the EMR will probably down someone in 1 bullet, where you'll need to hit 2 in this, the M16, but it is burst fire, once again. I don't really use burst fire unless I'm coming in close ranges. I'd rather have tap fire and, yes, semi-auto and just tap it out. And then you've got, you know, your 2 points over here, which probably be worth using on 2 smokes, since you're a sniper. If you're going to be last alive, you're going to be far away from the objective and need cover to cross. That could be said the same for a grenade. You have to know where they are anyway, so you'd be throwing the nades. And the main advantage of going in as a marksman is the drone usage. I've got this equipped, you know, I was just testing it out. Like I said, I'm not a marksman. You're probably better off speaking to VR Marksman or Lipinski or someone with actual marksman skill. Not me. So I'll leave that there. I'll quickly run over the Volk side of things for you guys. AK-12, same thing. It costs 1 point. You got your FEMAs here too. It's a bullpup, which means you can't have a foregrip. No go. You want AK-12 for 1 point. You want your hollow and red dot. I don't like the red dots because they're the drop tops, you know, the T-shaped red dots on Volk. So I rock a hollow. Same thing. No pistol upgrades. You got 2 points for equipment and a body armor. So that's a frag. Come back. Same thing, drop the frag for a flashbang and chuck on night vision. Same exact loadout, AK-12, hollow foregrip, no pistol upgrades. Come across to specialist. I was trying out the TAR-21 because someone in chat wanted me to last night. Goes alright, but once again, it's a bullpup. I'm not a fan of them, and the fact that, because I'm using a stock, so here's my controls, right? It doesn't really line up and it feels weird for me to use, and also I have to reload in the buttstock portion of my gun, so that it just feels weird. I don't like how, like, the AUG and the TAR have the behind the rear grip reload. Not a fan. But that said, it did work for me last night. It is kind of comfortable to use, but we'll stick to the recommendeds. G36C, like I said, its sight picture is exactly the same height as the AK-5C for Marsoq. So if you're using Marsoq AK-5C and then you come over to Volk, your best bet's to use the G36C in Specialist, because that way it gives you the most consistent sight picture every time you raise your gun. It's the same. You don't have to raise it up higher for AK-12 or lower for the AK-5C. If you use those same combinations, it'll be perfect for you. Hollow, we've got to chuck the foregrip on because we just had the TAR on. Bullpup doesn't have foregrips. Drop the flash for a frag. That's now 9 points. No pistol upgrades. Same thing. Hollow, foregrip, no pistol upgrades. C4 is also interesting to try and use. Stubbs is real good at it, but this is the class that you do it on. It looks like I've dropped body armor for it. See if we drop that smoke grenade. Yeah, no, okay, no C4 for the night vision class, but we'll leave it as a flashbang. And That's what I do. So yeah, flashbang nogs, night vision goggles, no pistol upgrade, foregrip holo, G36C. On the one where you don't need night vision, feel free to drop the frag for a C4, and that'll make up your 9 points as well. If you're confident and your team wants you to try and use C4s, great. They work really well. You can't throw them as far as a frag, but the boom is so much bigger. Don't team kill yourself. Also, if you have your C4 placed down somewhere and your teammate, actually no, I don't know if it actually explodes from being shot. I can't confirm or deny that right now. Anyway, so yeah, that's another option. Swapping your frag out for a C4. You just have a Molotov option here too, which is also 2 points. I have seen some usefulness for the Molotov, like mainly blocking off corridors. It's about I want to say 15 to 20 second burn time, so they have to wait that full 20 seconds before they can actually push through. If they touch the fire at all, they're dead. But, you know, C4 or frag is my go-to. Okay, so over here to support on Volk side. This is a little bit different to Marsoq side, purely because the G36 that comes with the drum rounds, you cannot share the ammo with the AK-12 or the G36C. Actually, I don't know about the G36C, but definitely can't share it with the AK-12 because that's 7.62 rounds. Maybe on the G36C. But, point is, no one's giving out drum mags on Volk. PKM's the way to go. 200 rounds on defense is just, it's better than the 100 rounds. You know, obviously there's people with different opinions, but just never use the AKM. The recoil is nah. So you got the same thing, hollow sight, foregrip. We don't ever change this up. Just always leave it on FMJ. You've got iron sights for your pistol with no upgrades. Body armor, so that's 2 points, and that leaves you with 1 point for utility because we're rocking a 2-point gun. So flash, smoke, extra syringe, or night vision, basically. So I rock a smoke on the loadout 1, and I rock. Oh, what have I done here? A couple of I think I was experimenting. Body armor, night vision. Done. You know, hollow foregrip, PKM. No pistol upgrades. And then once again, I will say for marksman, the SKS is definitely the way to go here. I don't see any of these other ones being particularly useful. Just because they're all 2 points, the SKS is just the most solid gun out of the lot. So if you're going to use anything, use the SKS 4 times. Suppress is optional, or you can use those points to upgrade your pistol or something instead. Pistol is worth upgrading if you're a marksman, so I've heard. I don't know. I don't use them. But that said, ground drone is very useful in defense as well. So that's up to you and your team to sort out if you're going to play marksman. There can only be 1 per team in league, so yeah. I'll leave that up to you guys to work out, but SKS is definitely the way to go for Volk marksman. Alright, and that concludes it. I do want to show you guys one more thing while we're here. I want to show you that. Say you need to use a 4x scope on downfall because you can't use anything but that, right? So we'll just drop the frag off real quick. I don't care about these other points. I just want to show you something with a 4x scope. It's really helpful. Alright, so we got the scope. You know, works good. You can see. Shoot, but say we're at close range, right? What you want to do is lift it up a bit higher. There's a little hole right there. That hole gives you iron sights. So you can use iron sights at close range with a 4x. It works on some guns, but not all of them. I do know it works on the AK-5C. And you know what? While we're here, I'll go test it on the SKS as well, because that's the only one that I recommend to actually use it on. So I'll just take that off my AK-5C, chuck my frag back on, and we shall change teams. Grab the SKS, and see if that iron sight works on the SKS. So we got the 4 times. Works fine. Beautiful gun. Lots of damage. Nice and accurate. Another tip I've heard from Scrib, he's my Team Cataclysm sniper, use SKS all the time. He said you can use the bolt to line things up, but it doesn't look like it works too well. And okay, confirmed, there is 0 hole here to use on the SKS. I guess you could try and shoot under it, but that gap is tiny, you can't see shit. You're better off just hip firing at that point. You know what I'm saying? You'd be better at hitting the target like that. So yeah, confirmed. Some guns have that extra hole here so you can see through it. Some don't. Also confirmed, 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing. The James box stock works with all guns. I tried them all as soon as I got it. Goes great. Cool. Alright guys, that's a YouTube video right there. I'll clip that at the end. Let's get back into playing some games, shall we? I hope you enjoyed those tips.